Welcome to Elections with ET. We are trying to understand what is going to be the key determining factor that decides the results of Gujarat elections. We have with us Rakesh Mohan Chaturvedi from the Economic Times, looking at the entire Saurashtra and North Gujarat politics. These are areas which are not so urban yet. Is it the BJP's influence rises with urbanization, or is it that BJP's Hindutva mandate or Hindutva ideology has not been able to soak through these areas for whatever the reasons be?
BJP has not done well in the rural areas. And if you look at Saurashtra, except for Rajkot and Bhavnagar, where BJP did well, in seats like, as you said, Gir Somnath, Congress had got all the seats. Again, in Amreli, Congress had won all the 5 seats. So that way, and then we have this Morbi incident which has happened, which is also in Saurashtra.
In fact, after Keshubhai Patel, BJP didn't have any leader of that kind in that belt who had that kind of influence. And probably the anger against sidelining of Keshubhai, did that play a role where, because of which a big chunk of this zone stayed away from BJP?
So in 27 years, you'll see a lot of changes, some leaders emerging, some leaders fading away. Some of those who were Modi detractors joined his camp. And of course, Keshubhai Patel was from the other side. So these challenges were there. BJP has tried to reinvent and overhaul the organization. 38 candidates were not given tickets this time, and it has gone for new faces. Leaders like Saurabh Patel and others who won by a small margin have not been given a ticket. So these changes have been made to overcome the challenges that the party is facing.
Given the fact that Congress has not been able to rally the advantage of having the highest number of seats in the last 27 years probably they ever had into some kind of a political flexing of muscles, raising people's issues, those have not happened. Do you think Congress will be able to retain its influence, or will it be losing out to somebody, be it BJP or AAP?
Congress had moved from 61 seats in 2012 to 77 seats, a gain of 16 seats. As you said, Ahmed Patel is not around. Of course, Ashok Gehlot was involved in the election campaign and his services can be used. Rahul Gandhi is not campaigning as much as he did the last time. Congress has always failed to capitalize on the gains it has made. And now it has a new challenger in Aam Aadmi Party, which is trying to wean away the votes of the Congress. So, of course, Aam Aadmi Party is also looking at the BJP support base. And this is a challenge for the Congress, because Aam Aadmi Party is trying hard to replace the Congress space in Gujarat.
In the looking at the Saurashtra and these kind of other arid areas which don't have that much of water supplies, where probably Modi's drive for the Narmada project was to ensure that the last mile delivery of drinkable and potable water happens. All of those done in those times, you also saw Medha Patkar being the voice of the abject tribal segment which was getting displaced. What does that image signify? Is Congress saying that we don't care what others think, but we are going to be with the people who are not happy with BJP, and that's from where we are going to build our growth?
So farmers' woes, in terms of, one of course was a water problem, the other was the price for their crop, and these were two issues in 2017. Congress has in a way given this Narmada issue on a platter to the BJP this time, with Medha Patkar joining Rahul Gandhi. And that suits the BJP, which wants to talk about the Narmada, the dam and the water coming to Gujarat, and show that Congress is in a way anti-development and is working against the interest of Gujarat.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. Let's look at 3 scenarios. If you had been a part of the BJP core strategic team to look at these elections? What would be the key priority areas or the key targets that you would have?
No, so basically, BJP will have to work hard in the rural areas and also in the tribal belt, where again Aam Aadmi Party is trying to get the support base that the Congress had, and these are the weak areas for the BJP. The cadre will have to ensure that voters come out and vote in the rural areas, and also convince them that the welfare schemes have reached them and made a big change.
Okay. What would be the Congress party poll strategists' key priority areas?
Congress will have to get its act together.
I mean, as in what kind of targets should it realistically set and try to achieve?
See, the vote share of the Congress had gone up the last time in
41%.
Yeah, to 41% from 38%, and that was a big gain. Now, of course, the vote percentage of both the Congress and the BJP may come down because it's almost a triangular fight, and Congress will have to work hard to retain what it had gained in 2017, because this election will also in some ways give an indication as to where the 2024 election.
That way, interestingly, even for BJP, it would be slightly difficult because it has already reached almost a peaking point of 49%. To move on to the 51-52% zone is not an easy task for any political party, for that matter.
In a first past the post election, the vote percentage may not be such a big determining factor. Even a difference of 3% votes makes a big difference in the seat share. So.
And what would be AAP's core focus at this point of time? To try and grab the Congress or the opposition space, or to look at a scenario where it would try to reasonably or considerably eat up into the BJP space? And which may not be an easy task for them to do.
There's a view that Aam Aadmi Party is in contention in about, say, 20 seats or so out of 182. And maybe in a few seats they stand a good chance of winning, especially in, say, Surat and some seats in Saurashtra. Aam Aadmi Party would basically be looking at increasing its vote share. It will also make inroads in a new state. It had done well in the corporation elections in Surat and in Ahmedabad. So it's also aiming at getting that national party status. So these factors, plus of course the 2024 elections.
But keeping in view the fact that Aam Aadmi Party was nowhere in the last election, everything that it gains is a gain for itself, is a plus for it. But do you think that Aam Aadmi Party is pushing its resources too thin to spread over as much, on it should have rather focused on, as you said, some 20 odd seats and worked better to get a more this thing? Or do you think the fact that they have spread themselves so thin and they're trying to be the face of the opposition, it could probably help them more? How do you look at it?
No, so they are contesting all the 182 seats, and that may be a strategy to increase its vote share. And especially when it's aiming for that national party status, it is also trying to give the impression that it is a pan-Gujarat party. And of course, if you look at the strategy, Aam Aadmi Party is focusing on some of these key constituencies where it stands a chance of winning. And it has got some of these patidar faces who were part of that agitation, and is banking on their support,
personal influence, to be able to garner a certain
say in Varacha or in Gopal Italia's seat, or so these are some of the seats that they may be targeting and would be hopeful of winning.
So to sum it up, Rakesh, you think in some seats it would be a tri-cornered contest. In most of the seats, it would be still a BJP versus Congress battle. Congress hardcore voters may not so easily shift to Aam Aadmi Party, but yes, it's only the results that will tell us how things shape up or pan out. Thanks for being there with us, Rakesh. Watch this space for more. We'll have reports coming from ground next week onwards. Thank you for being with us.